Was this vaccine developed too quickly? Was it properly tested? Was it properly vetted? So when we look at vaccination development, we have to look at several aspects of it. One is necessity. When we look at needing a vaccine, is there a high incidence of infection from a particular pathogen or virus? And is the degree of severity of that illness significant enough to warrant vaccination? Well, I think we all know COVID-19 certainly meets that criteria. So we had necessity. Then, is the technology there? Well, within about 24 hours of the research companies receiving the virus, they were able to actually go through and break down and determine the genetic sequence, and they were actually able, within a very short period of time, to determine that the spike protein that you hear about was the particular target for vaccination. Many companies, including Moderna, who produces one of the vaccinations, started phase 1 trials with vaccination in the middle of March. So these trials started very soon after receiving the virus and being able to identify the particular site to develop vaccination. Then comes funding. Of course, companies need funding in order to proceed with development. The government agreed to front-end fund many of the research and development, and also agreed to purchase millions and millions of dosages for those companies should they be successful. So the funding issue was covered under those guidelines. Then we look at volunteers. In order to develop, especially phase 3 trials, which involve tens of thousands of people, we need volunteers. Fortunately, under this crisis, there was no loss of people willing to sign up and volunteer under the vaccination trials. Then we have to look at incidence of disease. The higher the incidence of disease, the faster we're going to get data on efficacy. And we know that during these trials, there were close to 150, 200,000 people each day getting infected with this virus in this country, at least that many. That enabled studies on efficacy to be done in a short period of time. Safety studies were looked at in the early phases, phase 1 and 2, and continued into phase 3. So because of all of these technological advances, funding, the incidence of disease, volunteerism, and the hard work, they were able to develop these vaccinations in a short period of time. As always, we'd like to thank you for your trust and confidence in Decatur County Memorial Hospital. We are here to serve the needs of our community, and we are thankful and fortunate to be able to bring these immunizations to you at this time.